This wipe was insane. Here's a teaser. 3, 2, 1, go. There are no words for this wipe. It is literally the most insane wipe I've ever had in my life. It is just bonkers from start to finish. The first half of this video was preparing for online raids, and the second half of this video was trying to online raid just about everyone that was on my hit list. I've seen some of the most craziest stuff this wipe, the dumbest play by a clan, revenge online raids. This video literally has it all. But to get started, we had to find a nice little spot to put a base down near the train lines because we were gonna need a lot of scrap. Here we are after all this time, finally doing a proper movie. First things first, get a workbench down, cross your nail gun, go down the train tunnels. I was expecting people to be down there. Let's go for round 2, and I've got a rev. Where did he come from? Classic. Surely he leaves my stuff. Thank God for that. Oh, I know this name from another wipe. He's on my naughty list. Close your eyes, I don't want you to see my secret. Nah, but seriously, this place is underrated. Especially on full pop server, this thing respawns like every second. Crude for days. $400 cloth, why? I'll go deeper and set up camp in the train tunnels. I continued to run train tunnels for the scrap and some BPs. Not a whole lot happened down here, weirdly, but I did manage to get a bean can and a satchel. They were important BPs that I was going to need later for this raiding. I had to go out for a few hours on this day, and I came back to a surprise that no one ever wants to come back to. I somehow managed to get myself offline raided on the first day of wipe. It was time to rebuild, and I was going to speedrun it. Thankfully, I managed to get a couple lucky kills, which gave me enough resources to get back on my feet. I put a bunch of 2x1s down in a forest and started to scout out a place for main base. I was going to spend the next few hours just looking around the area and seeing who my potential neighbours were and who my possible raid targets were going to be. Yeah, I'm liking this. Nice and open, nodes, train tunnels, outposts, perfect spot to try and rush tier 3. I reckon we'll get some stone and have a look around, see who's out. Interesting. Potential clan farmer. Nomad. That's gotta be him again. Yeah, interesting. He has to live really close by. I don't think he's a farmer. There you go. I guarantee you that's him. That's the same skin as the dude who was on the ground. I'm gonna do a bit more farming and see if I can get to know any more neighbours around this area. There is that many rat shacks in the forest, it's not funny. Place is crawling with people, they're everywhere. Nomad. I'm going to quickly depot this stuff and actually claim this spot before I lose it. Can you shoot me IRL with that gun as well, please? I can't remember the last time I got killed trying to put my main base down. It is a painful experience, and I pretty much lost all of my starter farm with that death. And to make things worse, my little friend Nomad, up the top of the hill, started to door camp me. The next part of the video needs a little context. Me being me, I like to go out and have a good time with alcohol. I come home pretty shit-faced one night and managed to grab an AK kit that was out front of my base from a raid that was going on. I wasn't able to record it, but I got part of the footage where I actually had the kit. I woke up the next day to the same guys moving loot from the base that they raided. I went over with this AK kit to see if I could ruin their day. I just want to say, don't use the AK after you've just woken up and you're hungover. It was so bad. I know exactly where this thing is going. Right on the roof of Nomad's base. Yes, random helicopter man, that's exactly where I live. I have to go out for pretty much most of today. I'm going to come back tonight and see if my little master plan works. Frickin' door camp me. I think it's actually time that we got main base down though. There's a cheap tier 3 and a cheap double armored door in a clan shop. I'm gonna grab that, do a bit of off-camera farming, and we'll get this stuff on the way. Please don't die, 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 please don't die. PTSD. I've gone with old online raid defense faithful, good for defending online, so I intend to annoy people this wipe, but I want a stash base, so I'm going to go do just that. $50-50 these days with 2x2s on where the bloody TC is. Nice. Well, this is going to be one of my main stash bases. There's a red card in here, which is going to be very, very, very useful. I'll run loot once it dies down a bit. Wait, hang on. He's loaded! Did I do it right? I've never seen that name before. I don't know who he was, where he was going, and where he got all the guns from. He must have just been on an adventure or something. I don't know. I now had a stash base and a bunch of guns to go along with it. I expect this thing to last the entire wipe unrated. It's a little trick I use and a tip for other solos out there. Rate a 2x2, convert it, make it look rated, and that thing will last forever. Now it was time to do some more low risk raids. I went around raiding farm bases and other bases I thought were easy targets in preparation for these big online raids later on. I needed some more BP, sulfur, scrap, all that stuff, and I'd rather get it by cheeky raids than doing farming. I'd actually gotten quite a bit of farm from that, and it was definitely going to help me in the long run. But in that last raid, I F1 killed myself because I thought my main base was being pummeled by rockets. It actually turned out to be the guy up the hill from me who was getting pummeled by a trio. I ran over to try and see what I could do and counter it, because what better way to get rocket BP than being an absolute pest? Jesus Christ. Could have been a bad. It's a war zone. Tommy over AK. Well, I gave it a good go. I was one door away from getting their raid base, but you can't win them all. I'm pretty sure they'd used all their rockets by the time I got there as well. I needed to finish main base. I was starting to become a target for a few people. I at least wanted to be able to defend myself if something were to happen. The main base was actually starting to look pretty good. I was confident now I could at least put up some level of defense if someone tried to online raid me. But I really needed the BPs for these N tier items, and the best place to get that is the train tunnels. I hate them, but it's a necessary evil in the life of a Rust player. I went down there and figured out the hard way where you don't try and do train tunnels on a full pop server. My eardrums. How did that grenade not kill me? I should know better. That elevator in Wipe Week is a death trap. For the rest of the day, I ran the train tunnels over and over and over and over and over and again until I managed to have all the tier 3 BPs that I needed. I had to put up with that ratting pretty much all day, and I was about to have a fucking mental breakdown. The plan was to go around and get a bunch of sulfur farmed up and have a look at some potential raid targets, but running around with an AK seems to attract all sorts of attention. I've heard some shots and I have no walls. Eat shit. Dude's chased me like halfway across the map. What? Why would you even bother? Like... I didn't think I was gonna make that back then. I had no meds left, they chased me forever. But I have that bolty now. I'm gonna try take heli and get me rockets that way. There's like 7 of them raiding. Wish me luck. Just too many of them. I'm gonna wait and we'll go for a round 2. American Sniper, eat your heart out. Yeah, do heli as a solo. Be a good time, they said. Grubs come out of everywhere. Yes, HV. It is always a struggle and a mission to do heli solo. I was expecting to get a couple crates and I managed to get one, but ended up being cracked. The ironic part is I do actually end up getting that stuff back a bit later in the video, and it does have a whole lot to do with the guy you're about to meet. Friend!
Is that Kelly? Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm just chilling. I don't really have much time to get on these days, so. Just around. Alright, well, I'm just gonna go chill out anyway and cause some trouble. Yeah, just looking around and say good day, I guess. Yeah, no worries, man.
Yes, I mute my mic in game for good reason, because I get demonetized if I don't. Funnily enough, I actually rated this guy earlier in the video. I thought his 2x1 deep in the snow was a farm base. He just built in a bad spot. He was a cool dude. He was a casual dag gamer and just liked to have a good time. I like to befriend my local solos. They can be very good sources of information. We'll see this guy again very soon because he's about to have a run-in with a group that try to push him around. But for now, I went to the oil rig to try and get some end-game items. I had all the BPs, but I wanted some more for myself. Watch and learn, fellow solos. Friend! Not friend. I knew the rig was going to be contested, but I didn't expect it to be like that scene out of World War Z where the zombies try to climb the hill. It was time to go back to Old Faithful and get the hot air balloon out. I had the HV rocket BP and a dream. I said that we'd get to meet this guy again, and I don't know what shenanigans he'd been up to, but he was about to be offline raided by a group of players. No one offline raids my casual dad friend gamer neighbour without me having to say something about it. I was going to make their life hard for them, and from this point on in the video, it is pure action PvP and more online raids than I think I've ever done in a wipe. But interestingly though, some crazy stuff does start to happen from a story point of view. I seen just the dumbest thing ever by a group of players in all of my hours of Rust. I've seen about 5 people head to old mate's base.
This is UAM2, I saw from your heli.
Is that so? Dude, they're everywhere. There's like 5 or 6 of them. Is my grenade launcher broken? They're already inside. I can hear them jackhammering. They're explosive ammoing. It's time to get serious. I've started a war. There is like 4 groups here now. I'm going to wait for this to die down a bit and I'm going to raid old mate's base back for him. If I do this, I'm going to have luck for 1,000 years and win the lottery. They went like, they actually tried to despawn his entire base. Like, blew up all the boxes, the rats. See, now I should be blessed by the rust gods, and all of the raids after this should go completely to plan and I'll have no problem. But there's some neighbours moving in and they're a little toxic. I want to see what they're up to. I'm not even shooting back at them, they're just trying to bolt him every time I leave my base. My little rust intuition tells me that these guys were going to be a massive pain in the ass. I wanted to deal with them sooner rather than later. You see nothing. Nice. They weren't all here. I think they're like they're split up or they're just moving in. I don't really know what's going on. This base actually had some juicy stuff in it. Like I might have close to have made profit. I almost dodged that shotgun trap, but we won't talk about that. Amateur mistake. So I'll show you the rest of the loot.
Princess Cat or something.
Here's his mates.
Yeah, you were with the L9 on the hot air balloon just circling large, eh? Do you do that for fun?
Wait, where's your base? Where's your base? Where's your base? Where's your base? Yeah, you've been offlining bases with no shooting for. That's pretty hard, man. Wow. Good on you.
Yeah, so apparently I offline raided this guy even though he was online inside his base and his two mates watched me do it from the outside. I had another couple of salty players on my hit list. I was going to jump up on main base's roof and watch what way they went home, follow them, and then try and raid them. I've found the rat den. I'm getting the rockets. Oh my god. Haven't had a raid get the heart rate up in a while, but that one certainly did. I've sorted the boxes out, and from a solo point of view, to say these guys were loaded is an understatement. That was another 3 salty players not around in my area anymore. I'll be honest, that raid got the heart pumping a bit. I really didn't think I was going to pull it off in the end, but at the end of the day, if you don't risk it, you don't get it, do you? Now, earlier in the video, I'd alluded to some crazy dumb stuff done by a group. You're about to see, quite possibly, the dumbest thing ever. I know I've hyped it up, but it's just, there's nothing compares to it. Ah yes, the sweet smell of offline raiding in the morning. How I frickin' hate it. Ah well. Let's go inspect the damage. It was to be expected, but I've moved some loot. Let's see what they got. Hopefully not much. Well, they aren't messing around. That is a armoured raid base. They aren't cheap to make in the least. Jesus, they weren't mucking around. That's a serious pummel. They got rid of all 3 walls and went straight through the armoured walls. Definitely was not cheap. What do you reckon? The loot's here? Oh, what idiots. They pretty much got nothing. They got 1 guard heart worth of loot, and I'm pretty sure they got the worst one. Like, all my rockets, everything is still here. My stash bases aren't touched. I'm gonna patch all the holes up and seal my compound. I'll go do all the boring stuff. Probably won't put it in the video, like breaking my externals and all that sort of stuff, but they've really got nothing. I'll go get my spare upkeep and we'll pretty much be back where we left off. This, oh, blows my mind.
Are you here? Hi, I just grabbed like the loot that was left from this base. And someone found the codes to the people that were raiding your base and took their raid base and their main. Okay, so yeah, I'm in your compound. They made a raid base over there. They raided this. I came in after to just grab some loot. And someone found the codes out to their base because they said it in game chat and took their like raid base and then also took their main base, which was down there on the hill. And I think they logged off. All I know is that they were bragging that they got the codes to the base. Yeah, they got this one and this one over here. Oh, damn, that's so sad. They raided you, didn't gain anything, lost their base and lost their raid base. That's just sad.
I could not have said it better than her. I don't think I've ever seen a group use 45 plus rockets, miss all the loot, then get code raided and rage quit the server. Like, it's just so laughable and ridiculous. And better yet, it even gets a bit better with what you're about to see. What? They didn't move it. What is going on? It's still full of loot. What? This isn't even my loot. I have no idea what is going on right now. Like, my best guess is the guys who code raided and moved the loot in here thinking no one would grab it because I'm raided. They probably, I really don't know what is going on right now. I have no questions for you. It probably looks scripted, but I promise you it is not. Like, I don't, yeah, blah, blah, no words. I know I hyped it up, but tell me if you've ever seen that before. It is the most ridiculous stuff ever. My best guess is the people that code raided them moved all the loot into the raid base thinking no one would go near it and thinking I was going to leave the server after being raided, but lo and behold it was all still there. And there was loot there that wasn't even from my base. Like, the whole situation was just ridiculous. And the funny thing was, there was explosions going on at these guys' base that got code raided. I wasn't sure if they were raiding their base back or someone was just taking advantage of it, but I went over with my trusty balloon and the little amount of boom I had left to go suss it out. I really don't know what's going on. I don't know how they got in. Jesus, I don't have much boom to go any deeper, but I might just take that and scoot. They're below me, I can hear him running around. Yep, I'm cutting my losses. They wanted none of it. They ate one grenade, that was about it. They didn't even come up to fight. I still don't know what was going on, if that was them or whatever, but I have an inventory of stuff, and they don't. I'm going to take heli one more time in the hopes that I get a bit more boom. There is one big raid that I still want to have to do. My favourite pastime, defending heli crash sites. Should just use the SAR. It's never ending. Don't know if you heard those rockets in the distance. They were pretty faint, but I'm going to go suss that out before we do the last big raid. Well, this appears to be a raid base. It's actually poorly constructed. They got no rear view, and there's nothing defending it. They're actually quite exposed. I think there's 3 of them. Yeah, this is doable. I might go take a couple of those rockets I was going to use for the big raid, use them on this, and then go get the rest of them for the big raid after. Is that a car? Like I feel like I'm witnessing like a drug deal. Don't have that much inventory space, so I'm gonna have to get creative with my raid base. Have I just been outplayed by a car? Well played to that guy. There is nothing left. Ah, go with the kid, I suppose. That raid was a 50-50 to me. I don't know if it's a fail or a success. I didn't die, I managed to get into the base, but I got outplayed by a freaking car. Props to that dude, that was pretty much the only way he got out of that situation with all that he got. I got outplayed, it happens. But it was time for one more final big raid. I hadn't stuffed one up yet, and it was going to be fun, and see what happens with this one. It's been a good wipe. You can't win them all.